Born in 1929 in Germany, Jonathan Osterman had it always unusual, for the better or worse. His father, Joseph Osterman, taught him about his admired profession, the construction of clocks, all the ins and outs. Years later, the Osterman family had to flee from Germany due to the rise of the Third Reich, since John's mother was Jewish. Unfortunately, in their act of escape, John's mother died, which made the JoJos immigrate America alone. While John was still studying on clocks, another terrifying incident happened. The United States dropped the atomic bomb on Hiroshima. With that, Joseph realized reality and thus confronted his son with the fact that the profession he admired all this time is frankly outdated. He urged him on extreme but seemingly necessary fashion to pursue studying something far more useful for the modern world: atomic science. That made Osterman attend Princeton University, where he graduated after 10 years with a PhD in atomic physics in 1958. During that, he even watched Einstein in a lecture. He later moved to a research base at Gila Flats, where experiments were being performed concerning the intrinsic fields of physical objects, which, if tampered with, resulted in their disintegration. There, John also found a good friend in Wally Weaver and his future lover, Janie Slater. For John, life seemed to go completely upwards. Until one fateful day when one little act changed everything. When John fetched the clock he repaired for his girlfriend from his lab coat, which was inside the intrinsic field experiment test chamber, the door closed automatically as a safety feature. Unable to open the door or override the countdown, John's colleagues only could watch how John got his intrinsic field removed, and thus being completely vaporized from physical existence. He was declared dead, and John was gone. Until the unbelievable happened. Somehow very weird things were happening at the research base, as if the base was haunted. A strange, floating nervous system with brain and eyes appeared. Just imagine you go to the bathroom and wash your hands, then suddenly you see this in the mirror. Then a circulatory system appeared, and then a screaming, partially muscled skeleton. Neat. But eventually, when a whistling sound was heard, a tall, hairless, nude, blue-skinned figure in an ultraviolet light that caused sunburn to those present appeared. The birth of the Ubermensch, and its name was John Osterman. So how the hell is that possible, you might ask? Well, John's consciousness has survived as an electromagnetic pattern. It had to, since his entire physical form got atomized. It learned to control the particles and use them to reform himself. Because that's very reasonable. Well, that probably makes your mind baffle, but completely believe it once you see what John's capable of now. Osterman was now able to perceive reality on an atomic and even subatomic level. He can manipulate reality to a seemingly unrealistic degree. Naturally, powers like these made him easily the most powerful being on the planet. For the world, a new age dawned. And of course, you can imagine that the United States government was very glad to have the Superman on their side, though the means by which his loyalty is secured have never fully been revealed. Thus, Jonathan obtained an identity which is a reference to the project that is hoped to defeat all of America's enemies, Dr. Manhattan. With the Ubermensch in their team, America frightened the bejesus out of the Soviets, and when DM was sent to Vietnam, he won the war almost single-handedly, all without donning more than a pair of very brief briefs. Well, he has manners. I mean, imagine you die, and the last thing you see in the sky is a gigantic backup personality activated. Tune in back in a week for the rundown of the 37th president. Just say Nixon! Multiple personality disorder.